What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea All Shade Power Book 2 Ghost Dead in the Ground, whatever the fuck this damn title is. I can't stand that goddamn title. It's too long and it's dumb. But anyway, I do have some good news. I really enjoyed tonight's episode. I think whoever wrote tonight's episode did a really good job, and they need to consider having this person write every episode because it wasn't as fast paced as the other episodes. It was clear and concise, everything tied together. It was a lot of foreshadowing for future episodes and things that are going to happen. I like the story building. We got to know the Tejada family even more this episode. I really, truly enjoyed it. So I'm gonna let you know I give tonight's episode an A right off the bat. So we start off tonight's episode with Kane and Drew collecting money from the people that work for them throughout the city. So they go to this one dude's store, and dude was like, I ain't got no money. Can you just give me it to next week? And of course, Kane is the hothead of the family. He immediately punches the dude while Drew is standing behind him. Drew is the more logical thinking one. And dude was like, please just give me it to next week. And Kane goes to beat his ass, but Drew stops him and tell the dude, if you don't have this money by Friday, I ain't gonna stop him next time. So we already see at this point the dynamics between the brothers and how different they are. So Tariq texts Diana, thanks for helping him with, getting his mama, the pill and everything. So she plays it off when her brothers walk through the door, and she hurries up and put her phone down. I don't know if it's because she don't want them to know her business like that. So Kane come in all excited, happy, boasting about, how everybody that worked for them is happy, and you got to show them love to keep everybody in line and this, and that. But Diana shows them that some dudes that work for them called GTG are all on social media, wilding, just doing way too much, putting everybody on blast, the feds be watching everything. So Kane want to go check them right off rip, but Diana tells him, to tell their mama or whatever. You just can't go running rogue. So Monet comes in and asks what's going on. So Diana shows they mama the GTG boys, wilding out on social media. So Monet like, fuck these little niggas. Like, oh my God, like I'm sick of these little motherfuckers. So Drew was like, way to go, Diana, because like now you got mama mad. So Diana then texts Tariq back because Tariq asked her, could, he come see her? And she was like, nah, not today. Today's not a good day because, shit is already hectic in the house. Monet is in a bad mood. Like, child, because we all on the line that we might get whooped today. Like, So David gets gets on Tasha for steady lying to him because how everything went down in court the previous time. He was like, you got to tell us the truth or I'm not going to be able to help your ass. Like, I know you're lying. I know that you're not this queen pin or whatever they're trying to say, but I know that you're lying about Tommy being the one that killed your husband. So she tells them that she didn't kill. No, about Terry Silver. So she tells them that she didn't kill Terry and that Ghost did, and Sax knows it. So she says, put her on a stand. So Davis agrees, but Paula is like, what are you doing? We cannot put her ass on the stand. And he was like, I understand that, like, we really not gonna put her on the stand, but she don't know that. So Tariq shows up to class late again. I'm like, if this nigga show up late one more goddamn time, like how many more times this nigga gonna show up to class late? Like every episode you gonna show up late? Like, do you want to get kicked out of school? I mean, I thought we had a goal here. Like, what the fuck? So he argues Socrates with his professor, Professor Simmons, the white guy, as Jabari listens in on the class. So they going back and forth about Socrates, and Tariq has his own thoughts, and he really challenges his teacher on the subject. So after class, Lauren tells him to chill and to play the game. and asks, is winning that important to him? But he gets that from his father. He has to win, he has to be right, he has to prove himself, and this and that. So Tariq takes what she says to heart and decides to just chill, play the game, just to pass and just stay under the radar, which we find out later is a detriment to him. So he gets a text and tell Lauren he'll get up with her later, and he texts Braden and asks, is he still down to make some money, because they got to get this bread, they got to get this guap. So Tasha gives the inmate Layla the morning after pill. As they're sitting down at the table, at the lunch table talking, we see this guy named Bishop sneaking photos of her. And at first I was thinking, like, is he like a paparazzi guy that snuck in there? Like, who is this guy? Like, why is he taking photos of her? So Tasha and Layla are talking, and she was like, I'm trying to make a friend in here. I know the lay of the land. Layla was like, why you want to make a friend here? This is just the pit stop to when you go into the big house. Like, there's no need to make any connections here. But Tasha was like, nah, because you know what's up with Marshall Meredith, and with the nigga that possibly knocked you up. Like, I need some help up in here. And as they're talking, Marshall Meredith is watching them. Something gonna end up happening to Marshall Meredith. Her ass gonna end up getting fucked up or dying. I'm already seeing that now, because she gonna keep on fucking with Tasha, and Tasha gonna get her ass. It's gonna be like how it was with Ghost and what was his name? Eddie Murphy brother, when he had to kill his ass. It's gonna be some shit like that where Tasha gonna get her ass back for constantly fucking with her. So Tasha peeps Marshall Meredith staring at her, so she ducks off or whatever. So the dude Bishop goes to see his boss. So I'm guessing he like maintenance or whatever at the prison or whatever, but he's under Lorenzo's payroll. Lorenzo Tejada is Monet's husband. He's the big Willie. He running things in prison. He got a big ass cell, all the food and things that he wants. He's playing games. He playing cards or whatever. One of the other inmates and another CO, like he running shit. So Bishop comes in and he tells him that he planted the phone and the pill in Tasha's cell, but she didn't take the pill but gave it away. So Lorenzo was like, oh really? Interesting. So Lorenzo, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, so Lorenzo was like, she isn't fucking the CO. And he was like, nah. So and he was like, oh, okay, something is going on here. So he gets a phone call from Monet and tells Bishop, to leave or whatever. So Monet tells him that Lil Guap is wilding on the internet and gonna get them knocked. She wants to cut him off immediately because he's bringing too much attention to their organization. Lorenzo, however, says no, and that Lil Guap daddy took a bullet for him, so he can't, he don't want to do nothing to him. So Lorenzo say, tell Drew to talk to him. And Monet was like, he ain't gonna convince Guap of nothing. Kane can do it. And Lorenzo say, I didn't say Kane, send Drew, call me when it's done. And at this point, we see the dynamic between them, where she's on the outside, she's running the business, she's knows their kids, she knows the lay of the land, but he's in prison. He is the true leader. This is his organization. He's still running things. And, he still has a tight grip on everything. And he feels like his way is the right way. And she feels like her way is the right way. And this is going to be a problem moving forward, where we have these two people trying to run this organization. And Monet just does not want to be basically one of his cronies. You know what I'm saying? She wants to rule. She wants to be a queen pin. She wants this organization. She has had a taste of it. She just don't want to be the wife no more. No, she wants to run this organization. And when it comes to Drew and Kane, Drew is the calmer one, the more logical one. He's an artist, he's more reserved, whereas Kane is the wild and out, one. He's the nigga, he the hitter, he the shooter or whatever, and he's unpredictable, like Lorenzo says. I really see moving forward with the Kane and Drew situation. It's kind of like Michael Corleone from The Godfather type of situation with him. I talked to Monique, and I really feel like Drew is gonna die. I feel like something bad is going to end up happening to him. I really honestly do. Um, and I got my eye on Diana. It's either between him and Diana where something bad is going to happen to one of them. And I can potentially see it happening this season before the season is over. Something is going to end up happening to one of them. So Monet tells the kids Drew is going to handle the situation with Lil Guap, and they all shocked, including Drew, because he like, the fuck? Like, that nigga ain't going to listen to me, you know? So Monet says, go while me and Diana are at Zeke's game. So they leave out, and Monet tells Kane to go and watch Drew's back, but not to let him know that he's there because their dad wants him to learn the business. So Kane like, all right, or whatever. But you know, Kane really wanted to do it himself. You know, he's always trying to prove himself to his mama. He always, you know, ready to go. Whereas Drew wants to be an artist. You can tell he want to be in a life, but then again, he don't want to be in a life. I feel like his character would much rather be in school, much rather be in art school or whatever, but he feels this need to try to, what's the word I'm looking for? He feels the need to try to impress his mother and to rise to the occasion of being this gangster or whatever. But you can tell it's really not him. But he's really trying hard to prove himself to his mother and his father. So Zeke drops it on Tariq that he needs a paper done the next day. And Tariq looking like, motherfucker, I got a paper due tomorrow. I mean, the next day. So he was like, nigga, I got a paper that's due tomorrow. Like, I can't be writing 2 motherfucking papers like, dude. And Zeke basically like, nigga, you already know what we got to do. Like, you signed up for this, like, do it. Basically, he on some lazy shit, like, basically, you just gonna do all my work and I'm just gonna ride scot-free. So Zeke tells him, you know, I'm gonna owe you. And Tariq was like, you can do it now. I need to talk to Monet to get permission to date Diana. But we all know that's a lie. Yeah, he liked Diana, but he really trying to get more close to Monet because he need, you know, her as his supplier. So Zeke was like, Monet don't let Diana date. And after the other night, she wants me to keep school and family separate. So Tariq gets it that means she wants to keep me away from her family because she already see what's up with him. So Marshall Mitchell escorts Tasha out of the jail and tells her that she has a court hearing that day. And normally that means that it's going to be something bad. So Tasha is scared, like, what the fuck is going on? Did nobody tell her? So she meets up with Paula and was like, what's going on? And she was like, we're having trial day. And she was like, I can't go in there looking like this. She in a jumpsuit. She got a D'Angelo braids to the back and shit. So she was like, oh no, honey, we got that. So a whole glam squad come in, give her the full makeover, beat her face, put on a wig, give her a little suit, give her a necklace with a cross on it. They trying to make her look angelical, like she's all innocent. So she goes into the courtroom and says to Dave, was like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not prepared for this. And he tells her that it's a mock trial. And she is pissed. Like, the fuck is going on? So, and by the way, she's paying for this out of her money. So she like, the Lord, like, the fuck. So Tasha is adamant, however, that she can sway the jury. Like, I got this. They gonna believe me. Da 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 da. So Tariq waits on Braden outside a doctor's office. Braden comes out, and we find out that he only went to the doctor to steal some prescription pages. So Tariq says, you know, he's working on getting them a new supplier. Braden is going to go to Connecticut and write out the script so they can get pills and everything that they need. So I was like, these little niggas done got them a little hustle. I still don't really see it for the whole Tariq and Braden thing. It's just too reminiscent of Ghost and Tommy. I would rather it be Tariq and Kane. I really see them working well together for some odd reason. But based off the clip at the end of the episode for next week's show, I see Drew and Tariq end up getting cool. And that's going to be how I think Drew is going to end up dying. So Tasha testifies about her life with Ghost and how she never had a choice with him and how he made her do everything. And she's so believable. She is crying. She is doing everything. And she feel like she nailed it. She got it. Like, yes, bitch, I told you I can do this. So Diana asked Monet why she can't go to school and play basketball. Because she was like, I'm better than Zeke. This is when they're on the way to Zeke's basketball game. And I was like, okay, so Diana can play basketball. Okay. So Monet says it don't make enough money, first of all, and it doesn't help the family. And Diana was like, what about my life? And Monet says, your life is this family. So at this point, we're seeing that Monet controls her children, what they're going to do with their lives. She's making all of them be a part of this family business. That's what their father want. Well, not when it comes to Diana. The daddy actually does want Diana to go to school, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But Monet wants to control all of her children's lives or whatever, and it's not about what they want to do, it's what's best for her and their family, which is really fucked up. So Monet says, you think Drew can handle them GTG boys by himself? And Diana says no. And so she was like, Drew needs Kane to be the hammer so he can be the nice guy. And Monet says, Daddy doesn't know them the way I do. It's my job to know the positions that we play. Diana points out she was wrong about Tariq, though. She was like, you think you know everything. You think you know everybody's position, mama. Well, guess what? You ain't see Tariq coming, girlfriend. So Monet said, I had Ramirez look into him. Anybody who is around him too long ends up dead or locked up. He's helping Zeke with school, and I don't need him any closer. You understand me? And that line right there was a foreshadowing. When she said anybody who is around him too long ends up dead or locked up, that was a line that we writers use to foreshadow something bad happening in the future, which is why I say it's either going to happen to Diana or Drew, because both of them are going to be around him. Zeke, however, is in the locker room suited and booted for the game when one of his white teammates taunts him about, not being able to play, his grades not being up, him taking his spot, and this, and that. So they going back and forth when the coach comes in and asks Zeke when is he gonna be able to play, and Zeke was like, soon, but his grades still ain't where they need to be for him to play. So the coach wants him to talk to the press, however, after the game, but Zeke don't want to do that. He don't want to talk to no press, but the coach tells him that he needs to apologize to the fans and people because they waiting on him to play because he's the school star. So Zeke feeling some type of way because things is just not moving the way he wants them to move. So Tariq thanks Monet for helping with Tasha and asking he sit with them, but she basically ignored his ass as they walking into the school. So the coach spots Monet and was like, I'm surprised to see her. And she was like, why? I always come to Zeke games. So Tariq asks Diana, is Monet mad at him? And Diana tells him that some dudes that work for them are acting up and they don't even bring in that much money for them. So Tariq was like, why she still working with them? And Diana was like, she don't have a choice. So right there, I see Tariq gonna end up fucking with them on this GTG shit, and he gonna end up having to prove himself. They gonna ride on them niggas together. Drew, Tariq, and Kane gonna ride on them GTG boys together. Tariq gonna get his hands dirty and have to prove himself because he got the thinking part of it. He got the the mental part of it. He know how to play chess, but now he got to get his hands dirty, put some work in. He got to learn how to fight. He got to learn how to protect himself. So we gonna see Tariq get his hands dirty with their GTG shit. Watch. So the coach tells Monet that Zeke can't play because his grades aren't up to par yet. And so she looking at Tariq like, I thought he was helping him. Like, what in the fuck is going on? So Tariq tells Diana to tell her mother what she basically wants to hear. Like, she got to play the game. The same thing that Lauren told him. You got to play the game. Just let him think whatever she want to think. Just tell her whatever just to get her off your back. Same shit that Lauren said to him. So Tariq ended up leaving and Diana then uses the burner phone to call her daddy for help. So the stripper Epiphany goes to one of Tariq's classmates, the schoolmates, named Scott's room and pretends that she's there to dance for his birthday. And dude, like, it ain't my birthday, but all right, shit, what's up? So she handcuffed him and Tariq texts her and tells her to keep him there until he texts her. So the dude, like, you can handle that call. Like, I can go. Like, the fuck is going on? So Drew goes to pull up on Lil Guap, who's snorting cocaine, he a cokehead or whatever. So Drew sit down and tell him he got a message from Monet, and Guap presses him about interrupting his party. Like, I'm chilling, like we over here kicking it. Ain't nobody got time to be talking about business. So Drew says, she's worried the law might see this. Maybe y'all can cool, on this for a little while, like all the posting and shit. So Guap say, we chilling. You chilling too, and puts him on IG Live. And Drew smack his phone like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, the fuck? See, he tried to come in on some, cool type shit, trying to be pleasant, trying to be whatever. And dude was pressing him because he know Drew ain't no hothead. He ain't trying to get physical or none of that. Like, so he was pressing him, he was testing him. So like I said, Drew smacked the dude phone away, and Guap said, maybe your mom on my dick because she ain't got none in a decade. And I was like, well, you wrong, because she's sitting on two dicks. She's sitting on Ramirez's dick and Lorenzo's dick. You got Monet fucked up. Monet is for the streets, baby. That pussy is on some WAP type shit. She got that pussy ready for anybody that's gonna serve it up, baby. So, of course, Drew takes offense to what he said about his mother. So Drew was like, you the fuck out of line. So Drew gets up and he goes for his gun that was in the back. And so Guap say, fuck you gonna do about it. And then we see Kane come in. And I really like the way they had Kane come in with his puffy coat on with the hood over his head. That shit was hot. That shit was sexy. Kane was like, nothing. So Guap was like, oh, what's up, Kane? We were just fucking around or whatever. So Drew staring at Kane like, nigga, are you for real? Like, you making me look like a pussy. Like, my brother got to come save me. So he was embarrassed and he was pissed off. So Drew ended up getting mad and taking Guap's phone. So he walks out. He storms out. Kane was looking like, y'all niggas thought this shit was going to be over like that. Y'all thought shit was sweet. Pow, 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 pow. He get the shooting up in there, everybody dunking and shit. I'm like, nigga, now why the fuck did you do that with your extra ass? This is why your daddy don't want you to run the business down. So Drew say, as they walking out, I can't believe you watching me. And Kane was like, Ma told me to do it. And Drew was like, I had it under control. And Kane was like, no, you didn't. Like, little nigga, please. And now I saw on social media that now the narrative is that Kane isn't Lorenzo's son. That ain't true. That's not gonna be true at all. And that's the reason why Lorenzo doesn't want him to run the family business. They talking about he's too dark to be that man's son. Well, first of all, it don't matter skin complexion. First of all, because me and Kyrie's father are the same skin complexion, and Kyrie's is dark as night. But that's why they casted Diana, a chocolate girl, to balance out him being chocolate. So that whole narrative that Kane isn't his son is not true. That is not going to be a twist or nothing. That is not true. Don't even fall for the okie doke. So, as they're walking out arguing, Kane and Drew, police pull up and they break out and run. So the junior officer or whatever, he brand new on the beat, he started chasing after them. Ramirez in the car, he looking like, is that them niggas? Like, fuck, like he up here chasing my bitch kids. So they running. I'm like, Drew, throw the gun, motherfucker. But he steady got his hand on the back of his gun. So they end up going down this alleyway and hiding. Ain't no way out. So Kane was like, shit, we're going to have to shoot this motherfucker. And Drew was like, we can't shoot a cop. He was like, you not, I am. And so Drew looking like, this nigga really is crazy. Like, what in the fuck? I can't believe we came from the same pussy. So the police officer coming down, and Kane got his gun ready to shoot this motherfucker. Ramirez then pull up, was like, hey, they went this way. And so since he was the officer superior, dude had to listen to him, and then they sped off or whatever. So Drew smacked his brother hand away, and he pissed off. He was like, I can handle it on my own. Like, he pissed off, he embarrassed or whatever. And like I said, I really feel like he want to be an artist, but like I said, I really feel like he also was torn because he's trying to prove himself to the family. But I feel like he is going to catch a body. I do feel like Drew is going to catch a body, and it's going to fuck him up when he do. Like, fuck him up mentally, because he really ain't about that life for real. Like, he's not for the life. Like, his mother is right. But then again, I can see them flipping it where the daddy sees potential in him. Like, he could be like a Michael Corleone type thing, type of situation, or be like Michael from The Wire. Remember how Michael was, you know, very smart or whatever. He was very analytical. He watched everything, and then he became a motherfucking killer. So I can see them doing something like that with Drew too. But I low-key feel like Drew gonna die. I just feel that. So at the press conference after the game, Zeke thanks Connor for keeping his seat warm until he get back. So all the press media is like, oh my God, he coming back. Monet like, that's my baby. You damn right he coming back. That shit was funny. So, oh, wait a minute. Did I miss a part? Oh, no, I ain't miss a part. Hold up. Okay, so, the coach is pissed off because now everybody wondering when Zeke is coming back. So Ramirez tells Monet that she's lucky he the one that got the call. She asks why. And Ramirez says because these boys have been posting videos, and he shows her Lil Guap's IG live and shows that, you know, Drew was almost on that motherfucker. He was like, you see, Drew's jacket or whatever. He was like, you have to put your business on pause. And Monet was like, I can't do that. And Ramirez like, you got to. You keep doing business with these kids, one of them will get pulled in and talk, and that's gonna happen. One of them little dudes gonna get pulled in and gonna talk, and that's what's gonna put their organization under the eyes of the feds, and then we're gonna have this whole thing with the eyes on them, and that shit is going to end up happening. So Monet at this point is trying to seduce him to get his mind off the situation, because she is not, you know, gonna get rid of them because Lorenzo won't let her. And I was like, Lord Jesus, Mary J. Blige trying to seduce a man. It was so cringe-worthy. When the Monet character, when Mary J. Blige has to cuss and fuss, she does a good job. But when it comes to the sexy shit, child, she just ain't got it. She doing all that blinking that she be doing. She couldn't even get her body right. She couldn't even get into the sexy. Mary's so hard, like, woo, Jesus, like, god damn how she turned on a man in real life. I was like, girl, but he a fine man too to do this playing with Ramirez. You would think she'd be able to get into it. But she sucks at the sexual stuff, like, somebody had said on social media tonight that if Taraji and 50 were cool, she would have killed this part, and I agree. Taraji would have killed this part. I see why he wanted Mary to play the part, but Mary just doesn't have range and all the blinking, and she just doesn't know how to project or enunciate or show body movement. Like, she too rigid, but she's trying. So she, like I said, seduces old boy. They kissing, and she was like, you gonna move your gun out the way because I'm ready to sit on that dick. So they getting ready to fuck when she gets a text message from Lorenzo saying, you need to come up here in the morning to come see me. So Braden and Tariq are in the room, and Tariq is counting the money that Braden made at the party, and Braden was like, I don't know how you got Scott not to come to that damn party, but you see, we made a motherfucking killing. When you gonna get a new supplier? So Tariq was like, you know, I'm working on it or whatever. So Tariq was like, you know, I need to get more money though for my mama. Like, this ain't gonna be enough. So Tasha is back for another mock trial and is super cocky because she did great when Davis was the one examining her, but now she's about to get cross-examined. And in walks Tamika. And Tasha like, why the fuck you got her in here? Like, I fired her. He was like, exactly. That's why, because she's good at what she does. So Tasha gets on the stand, and Tamika railroads her ass. Like, she goes so hard on Tasha. All Tasha was saying, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And she just looked like a fool. So Dave was just shaking his head like, I thought you was going to be able to fool him. I told you, bitch. So afterwards, Tasha in the room taking off her makeup. She upset. We found out that all 12 jurors voted her ass guilty. So Paula tells her to tell the truth or she gonna end up in jail. Like, this gonna be the last time you in glam, bitch. So Tamika tells Davis to go to Saks and get another plea because this bitch is going to jail. So Davis asks her to join the team, and I was like, ooh, join the team, bitch. They need you on some Johnny Cocker type shit. Tamika says, no, I'm not joining this shit show. And that Saks isn't stupid. So Davis was like, oh yeah, Saks. Didn't you represent him? And she was like, how the fuck you know about that? So she, however, holds her ground and doesn't give up no tea. But I do think Tamika gonna end up being on their team. So Paula say, can we drop this case now? Like, bitch just ain't got no hope in this shit. I'm tired of her. So Dave was like, you see Tamika's face? This case isn't about Tasha. It's about sex. It's time for us to go all in. That shit about sex being at truth is going to end up coming out somehow, some way. And that's how the whole thing going to end up getting thrown out of court and Tasha going to end up being free. So Monet has a conjugal visit with Lorenzo, and once again, Mary J. Blige in the bed trying to be sexy. The only thing that she can do is go like this to that man. It was no sexual chemistry there at all. I did not believe that these people were husband and wife at all. So he tells her the way that she's running things isn't working. And of course, she gets offended by that. So Monet said, if you would let me run things my way, Drew almost got caught on camera thanks to Lil Guap. If I didn't send Kane, he'd be dead or in cuffs right now. Lorenzo said, is that the way it went down or how Kane said it went down? I can't believe you disobeyed me. Now, it's obvious that Kane is her ride or die. That's her right-hand man. They in on this shit together. She, however, wants to keep Drew where Drew's at, where he ain't all the way into this life because she know he ain't built for it. And she even says that. Monet was like, I'm not one of your kids. First of all, I'm your wife. Out of the two of us, I know these kids. Lorenzo said, except they're not kids. You need to stop babying Drew. If he's going to take over for me, he needs to learn. Monet said he's not built like Kane and Diana. Because Diana a little slickster too. Diana got a lot of her mama in her. So she say, why does it have to be Drew? And Lorenzo say, because he's the only choice. Kane is too predictable and you're too attached to Diana, who should be going to school like she always wanted to. And Monet was like, so that's why you asked me here. Why are you bringing this shit up now? And Lorenzo say, because you can't run this forever. This was never the way it was supposed to go down. This is the only way I can make sure you're going to be all right. You got to trust me. And at that point, I was like, he going to end up getting out of jail and running shit, and she not gonna like that because she been running things over the last 10 years. Monet is gonna end up killing her husband. She gonna end up killing her husband because she wants to run this business, and they gonna be a fork in the road where he gonna come home trying to run shit, and she gonna be feeling some type of way about it. Like, nigga, I'm not just about to go back to sucking and fucking you and being your wife. I already got my side dick. I know this shit. I've been doing it. You're not about to take my shit over from me. So he's going to end up dying from Monet. Monet going to end up getting his ass hit, or either she going to do it herself. So Tariq talks to Lauren about studying together. She got an A on the paper in Simmons' class, but he got no credit. So Professor Simmons walks in and Tariq asks him why he failed him. And Simmons says he met the requirements. And so Tariq was like, well, why I ain't getting no credit? And Simmons tells him to ask Jabari because at the point in his career, he don't grade papers no more. So Jabari is on the phone. We see that he's calling Caradad or whatever the fuck her name is for the umpteenth time. He been calling her because she been MIA. He just checking on her to make sure she all right. So Tariq asks him why he failed him, and Jabari tells him the institution isn't built for them. Like, you a black boy at this school, that the grade stands and that this is a consequence for not using your voice. So basically he got on him because he was like, what you said in class was excellent, but then you dumbed it down in your paper. Don't do that shit no more. Like, you gotta keep these motherfuckers on their toes, which was a good lesson for him. So Drew is drawing and talking to his siblings when Monet come in her leather jacket cussing them the fuck out. And she asks them about getting arrested, about them almost getting arrested for shooting up the GTG spot. And she asked Drew, did Kane pull first? And Kane was like, I only did it because Drew's not built for this. So Drew said, if I pull when I have to. Lil Guap was, too coked up, and I was looking for an opening. And Monet was like, nigga, do we work for him? Are we on his schedule? Like, the fuck? So she asked him, did he pull his gun when Guap tried to film him? And Kane says, no, he didn't. So she tells him to get the fuck out her face. So Kane and Drew leave the room, and then she get in on Diana's ass, because, like, bitch, you ain't exempt either. So she then asks Diana, did she call her daddy, and asks her to, ask her dad to talk to her about going to school. And Diana was like, no. Monet was like, go get the family, burn the phone. So she brings her mom on the phone, and she going through the phone, and she sees that her daughter didn't call the dad, but it was obvious that she went through the phone to see that she didn't call the daddy. So she was like, okay. But she was like, look, trust me, you might think you slick, but bitch, I've been doing this way before you even came along. Like, I know all the tricks of the trade, little effer. So Tariq come in his room to find Zeke playing video games. Like, the fuck, nigga, you need to do your work too. Like, I ain't just gonna be doing everything for you. So he get on him and tell him, you need to pull your own weight. Like, I just can't be doing everything. So Tariq tells him he need a favor and asks about, he asks about dinner with Monet. So Jabari talks to one of his graduate students in his office, and the little bitch is hot in the ass. She want that dick. It's obvious. So she going on and on about the book that he wrote, about the woman that he was talking about in the book, and how she wish he could be that bitch, and can she be the bitch? And she come on to him or whatever. He tried to push her little ass off or whatever, but he was low-key enjoying it. So then we see Cara Dad Child come into her office, and she hear the music playing in his office or whatever, but she goes into her office instead. And I was like, oh shit. So then she heard a lot of bumping and shit in his office, but she ended up trying to, do her work. Next thing you know, the student goes to leave when he tried to stop her from coming on to him, but then he following behind her, push the door closed, and then he gets to fucking her and raw at that. I'm like, ew, you nasty nigga, and you fucking one of your students. Jabari ass ain't shit, and I don't like him. I told you I wasn't seeing it for that nigga. He got to go. He ain't shit. So they in the room fucking and bumping up against the wall, and the students saying, Jabari, and Cara Dad, here's the shit. And she like, oh my God, like, this nigga been blowing up my phone, acting like he give a fuck about me, and wrote a book about me, embarrassed my ass, and now he in the office fucking somebody, the same office he just fucked me in. So it's killing for this nigga. She get up and she the fuck leaves. And I was like, told you can't trust no dark-skinned nigga with no beard. So Diana in the kitchen, when Monet comes storming in screaming about, she knows she got another phone. She's like, where the fuck is it? And I thought she was about to beat her ass, but she didn't. So then Monet grabs her phone out her pocket and smashes it. And the little girl was like, how you know? She was like, I forgot what Mary J. Blige said, but she figured it the fuck out. Your ass ain't slick. So, Monet then we see goes to see Zeke in his room, and Zeke tells her he needs her to talk to Tariq, and that he needs Tariq. Like, you see what happened at the press conference, like, I need him. So she was like, all right, give me a minute. So she talked to Tariq, and Tariq shows her a bag of money. She was like, I don't need that little nigga. Like, I'm good. Like, that's chump change to me. And he tells her that he made it in a few hours. Like, I know you ain't making that type of money in a few hours. He was like, all I need is a supplier. So she looking at him like, So she tells him that Zeke is her priority. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, and you need to be careful who you think it is a criminal. So Tariq tells her if he fails out, who's going to have Zeke's back? So Monet thinks quick on her feet and says if she works with him, he can't stay with Zeke because she don't want Zeke nowhere near this shit. Something will end up happening to Zeke too. I really don't see Zeke going to the NBA. I feel like something bad will end up happening to him. This shit is going to ruin everybody's life. So Monet tells him to answer Tasha's call because Tasha's calling him. She was like, I know if I was in, I wouldn't want my kids to miss my call. She's like, answer the phone. Go ahead and answer the phone. So he don't even know that, she's using this to her advantage. So he answered the phone as Monet leaves, and Tasha is, all upset and tells him that she had trouble in court and to give Davis whatever he wants. So now he's like, God damn, I got to come up with even more money. Like, I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. So Tariq moves in with Braden because, Braden got money or whatever. And I was like, oh, Lord. So then we see Monet talking to Lorenzo on the phone. And Lorenzo asked, can they trust Tariq? And she was like, no, but I know how to keep him in line. She was like, I think you need to make that phone call. So then Lorenzo calls Tasha's phone and was like, your son is going to start working for me. She was like, who was this? And he was like, just make sure he does what he needs to do or Tariq is going to die. And he hung up on her ass. And she was looking like, the fuck is going on? Like, I told this little nigga not to get back into this goddamn coke business. But he is hard-headed. I really think that Monet thinks she's going to be running circles around Tariq, but Tariq is very smart, and I think Tariq is going to, of course, end up outsmarting her in the end, but they're going to be business partners in this shit. She going to realize this ain't no regular kid. Like, this little nigga got the juice. Like, yeah. So that was my review of Power Book 3 Ghost Amazon wilderness, whatever the damn title is. I really enjoyed tonight's episode. As you can see, this is a 38-minute goddamn review. A lot of foreshadowing was done in tonight's episode, building up storylines for the future. I really, another thing that I need to touch on was the whole Tariq, Lauren, and Diana love triangle thing. I really hope that they don't try to do the whole Diana is like the new Tasha, Lauren is the whole new Angela type thing or whatever. Because we know he's going to fuck around with both of them. I really want him to be with Diana. And it's not just because she's, you know, a chocolate girl. I just like her. I like their chemistry better. I think it'll be dope, fresh, new. I like it because she's a hustler like him. They would work well together. Lauren ain't gonna be down with the lifestyle. It's just gonna be like Angela. I don't know. I can't wait to see how this whole thing is going to play out, who he's going to fancy more. I don't want this love triangle shit to go on too long. But yeah, tonight's episode, I give it an A. Whoever wrote it, like I said, did a phenomenal job. I really enjoyed tonight's episode. What did you guys think? Let's talk down below in the comment section. Let me know your predictions. I love you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and watch my home tour video. It is up right now. Thank you to everyone who has watched it already. Thanks for all the congratulations and the well wishes and everything that you left, the thumbs up, all of that good shit. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.